Now, how many smoke alarms do you have in your home? One or two? The National Fire Protection Association recommends that you might need 5 to 10 alarms, well, depending on the layout. That includes one inside each bedroom, outside each sleeping area, on every level of the home, including basements and finished attics. So let's take that conversation and shift it to retirement planning. That's what the show's about, after all. Following that line of thinking, a retirement plan might need multiple income streams to be fully safe. How do you guys at America's Retirement Headquarters help clients build this so that they're not relying on just one or two cash flow sources?
This hits the independent income system dead on the head. This is why we have it. This is why it's important that everyone develop the independent income system and how it will help them plan for income streams in retirement. So there's two main income sources. In the last segment, we talked about should you develop a retirement plan while you're still working? And I'm a great believer that the answer to that is a big, resounding yes. So current income is income that you earn through employment. So if you're still working or your goal is to continue to work, that current income is an important part of your independent income system because that's where your contributions to your retirement accounts and other types of investments will give you a great advantage. The reliable income is going to discuss what you can count on after retirement. So let's take a second and list the things that could fall under the reliable income category. Number one is Social Security. Think about Social Security. You have one shot at getting that right. Once you turn on benefits, you're locked in. And now the government is saying that 2034, they're looking at the potential of a 19% deduction in Social Security benefits because the trust fund is starting to run out of money. So if you're one of those people that's thinking about when to turn on Social Security, you're going to really want to come in and talk to us about a Social Security optimization strategy. If you could wait to turn on your Social Security at age 70, you will have a maxed out Social Security benefit, and that is an income stream that in many cases, between 62 and 70, there's a lot of illustrations where that income comes close to doubling the longer you're able to wait. And I would say that once you get to full retirement age, then you can actually take a year-by-year look at whether or not it makes sense to turn on Social Security. Because if you have money saved in retirement plans, it might make sense to turn on an income before required distributions kick in so that you're not being pushed into a big tax trap when the government says you have to take it out. The other area, and we've talked about this already today, is the income annuity. The beauty of an income annuity is once the income stream is turned on, you can count on that income for the rest of your life. The downside with an income annuity, if it's a fixed payment, that money will be subject to inflation risk. But if you have other funds that you are allocating to either a midterm bucket or a long-term bucket, those funds could be invested for growth, and therefore the loss in purchasing power from a income annuity could be offset by the investment returns that could be earned on your growth funds. So all of these parts in the independent income system work together, and they should be all considered as a big, important part of your overall strategy and your overall plan. So most definitely maximizing the reliable income in your portfolio. That's the most important thing we deal with, because if a client says we need $8,000 a month in retirement, our reliable income needs to provide that. So yes, that's a big part of the overall retirement planning process.